Today we are going to have our lesson on quadrilaterals that we talked about yesterday in our math notebooks. We took a lot of notes yesterday on some vocabulary words, right? Quadrilaterals are shapes that have four sides because QUA means four. So you might want to have this out with you to go through the lesson. Otherwise, we are going to be on page 586, 586 today. And cool enough, page 586 has our shapes that we talked about yesterday. So if you don't have your math notebook out, you'll have the vocabulary words right there in your book. So let's look at our visual learning, page 586.
What are some attributes of quadrilaterals? The Welcome to Florida sign is a quadrilateral. How can you describe quadrilaterals? Remember, a polygon is a closed shape that has only straight sides. A quadrilateral is a polygon with four sides and four angles. An angle is formed when two sides of a polygon meet. The point where two sides meet is a vertex. What shapes do you see in the classroom that look like quadrilaterals?
What shapes do you see in your room that look like quadrilaterals, or whatever room you're learning in today? Four sides, remember? And this week, again, we have our background knowledge because we did our vocabulary yesterday.
A window, the door, and the top of a desk look like rectangles.
Let's try it. Quadrilateral. Four sides, right? Four angles. Well, right here, the square, I can tell you I see four square angles, four right angles, and 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, and four right angles in here. This shape right here, 1, 2, 3. So that's not 1, 2, 3. That's not 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's four angles. They don't remember, quadrilaterals don't just have to have right angles or square angles. They just have to have four angles. One on the inside. There's four. That's a trapezoid. 1, 2, 3, 4, and four angles on the inside. There's our rhombus. Circle. No. And 1, 2, 3, 4 with four angles. What is something that all of these shapes have in common? It's one of our vocabulary words. They are all a polygon. They're all closed shapes. Oh, wait, you know what? Circle is not, because polygons have to have all straight sides too.
Some quadrilaterals have special names. A trapezoid has exactly one pair of sides on lines that never cross. A parallelogram has opposite sides of the same length. Opposite angles are the same size. A rectangle has four right angles or square corners. A rectangle is a special parallelogram. A rhombus has all sides of the same length. Is a rhombus a special parallelogram? Select your answer.
What do you think? Is a rhombus a special parallelogram? And what do we know about parallelograms? Opposite sides are the same length, right? Same length, same length.
A square has four right angles and all sides of the same length. A square is a special parallelogram.
That was it. Okay, so let's look at the next page in our math books. page 587. And again, you might want to have your math spiral out to help you with the words. Although, again, it's the next page, so you've got that already in your book. And there's our two words up there we did yesterday. Convex, where they're sticking out. They're like poking. And then concave, that has cave in it. They're coming in. We did that yesterday. All right, number 1. Let's go to our guided practice. This figure is a rectangle, but not a square. Why not? Why is this not a square? What's your rule about square? If you look in your notes, squares have all sides the same length. That's why we take notes. Okay, are all the sides the same length there? Nope. Not all sides are the same. Okay. These two sides are the same. And those two sides are the same, but they have to all be the same length to be a square. We're going to skip number 2. Let's look at 3, 4, 5, and 6. Write as many special names as possible for the quadrilaterals. So, number 3. Let's look at our vocabulary or at your vocabulary paper. Okay. I can see that that is a parallelogram. Parallelogram. And my little trick for spelling that long word is that it has 2 L's in the middle of the word, and those 2 L's are like parallel lines. They'll never cross. Let's see, is it a trapezoid? No, because a trapezoid only has 1 pair of sides that never cross. This shape has two sides. Okay. Is it a rectangle? 4 square corners? No square corners. Okay. It's curved. Rhombus, are all sides the same length of that shape? Nope. And the square, 4 right angles and 4 sides all the same? No. So it's only a parallelogram. Okay. Number 4. Well, we know a parallelogram has opposite sides the same length, and opposite angles are the same size. So that's 4 right corners. So, yep, it's also a parallelogram again. Is it a square? No, because all sides are not the same. Is it a rhombus? Nope, because all sides are not the same. Is it a trapezoid? Nope, because it has, trapezoids can only have 1 set that doesn't cross. This has 2. These 2 will never cross. And then vertical will never cross. But does it have 4 right angles? It does have 4 square corners, so it is also a rectangle. Okay, let's look at number 5. Is it a square? No, does not have right angles. So it cannot be a square or a rectangle because it doesn't have right angles. It can't be a trapezoid because it has 2 sides that will never cross. Trapezoids only have 1. So it would be a rhombus because all sides are the same. And it would also be a parallelogram because opposite sides are the same. They're all the same, but even the opposites are the same. That's why it's also a parallelogram. I know it can be confusing. That's why we took our notes. What do you think about number 6? Well, we can look at it and see, yep, it's a square. Is a square a rectangle? Yes. A square is a rectangle. 4 right corners. Okay, so it's also a rectangle. Is it a rhombus? Are all the sides the same length? Mm-hmm. And is it a parallelogram? Are opposite sides the same length? Also, yes. Parallelogram. I think we're going to do 7, 8, and 9 together, and then you can do the whole back side independently for checking. Sorry, get my paper up there. But I know this is new stuff and it can be tricky, so we're just going to keep going. Same thing. Okay, I can look at that. Hopefully you can look at that and right away see it's a rectangle. Is it a square? Are all the sides the same length? Nope. So that takes away rhombus too, right? Is it a trapezoid? Nope, because trapezoids only have one side that crosses, or that crosses. This has 2 sides that do not cross. Is it a parallelogram? Are the opposite sides the same length? Yes. Because these sides are the same and those are the same. Okay, look at number 8. Square, all sides are not the same. Rectangle, opposite sides the same? Nope, they are not the same. Parallelogram, opposite sides the same? Nope, they're all different. Rhombus, all sides the same? Nope. Trapezoid, only one set of sides, that cross. Those will cross. Will those ever cross? Mm-mm. Nope, so yep, we are left with trapezoid. And number 9, see if you can figure that one out from everything we went through. Think in your head, is it a square? Are all the sides the same length? Is it a trapezoid? Only one side set of lines cross. Is it a rhombus? Are all sides the same length? Is it a rectangle where there's 4 right corners? Or is it a parallelogram where opposite sides are equal? Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. And the answer is, drum roll please, parallelogram. Hopefully you got parallelogram. Parallelogram. Okay, we're just going to skip number 10. We did enough practice up top. So I want you, your independent work right now is to do all the problems on the back. All of them. There's only 2, 4, 6. There's only 7 problems. But because it's geometry, it can be a little tricky. So you're going to do 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Okay? You're going to do all the problems. And we'll get it checked. Use your math vocabulary. Use your math journal to help you. It helped us, huh? On the front. All right? So tomorrow we're going to keep on going with our geometry. Use your vocabulary to help and ask yourself the questions the way I just did it, okay? That's the way I want you to do it. Talk to yourself in your head or talk it through with mom or dad or an adult, okay? Make sure you get it checked.